express.
Well, Senator Lugar, I know that you come at this issue in good faith, as I do, and I agree that these are matters that have to be handled with the greatest of care and transparency. I think it's important to give just a little context, if I can. The purpose of the agreement was to avoid even the appearance of a conflict, because all of the independent professionals who do this for our government said there was no conflict. So it's a kind of catch-as-catch-can problem. I mean, when it was all submitted to the Office of Government Ethics, they said there was no inherent conflict. My husband doesn't take a salary. He has no financial interest in any of this. I don't take a salary. I have no financial interest. So out of that abundance of caution and a desire to avoid even the appearance, the President-elect's transition team began working with the foundation to try to craft an agreement that would avoid the appearance of a conflict, but would also ensure that the foundation can continue its work. I'm very proud of the work that the foundation did, and when you look at why it received, for example, foreign government money, it's because early on there wasn't the support from our government until, frankly, the leadership of President Bush and members of this Congress created PEPFAR. And there was also a tremendous financial burden on poor states to try to afford the pharmaceuticals, the antiretrovirals. So my husband's foundation worked with generic drug manufacturers to help improve their systems of manufacturing and get the costs down so that it would be affordable. So the governments of countries like Canada and Norway and Ireland and the UN said, well, this is the best deal ever. So this is all pass-through money. None of this goes to or stays in the foundation. This is used for the purchasing contracts in order to buy the drugs to keep, many people alive, and particularly about 1.4 million people, including many children. So the work of the foundation, the confidence that it has created with donors who know that it has an extremely low percentage that goes to any overhead, it has a very transparent way that it uses the money, were very persuasive to the transition team that we had to work out something to keep the foundation in business while I did what I needed to do to be as transparent as possible. So the kinds of concerns that were put forth were very carefully considered, and I do believe that the agreement provides the kind of transparency. Under the Memorandum of Understanding, foreign government pledges will be submitted to the State Department for review. I don't know who will be giving money. That will not influence, it will not be in the atmosphere. When the disclosure occurs, obviously it will be after the fact, so it would be hard to make an argument that it influenced anybody because we didn't know about it. So I think that in a way that the President-elect's transition team saw it, the agreement that has been worked out is actually in the best interest of avoiding the appearance of conflict. Now, I hasten to say that my career in public service is hardly free of conflict, Senator, so I have no illusions about the fact that no matter what we do, there will be those who will raise conflicts. But I can absolutely guarantee you that I will keep a very close look on how this is being implemented. I will certainly do everything in my power to make sure that the good work of the foundation continues without there being any untoward effects on me and my service, and be very conscious of any questions that are raised. But I think that the way that this has been hammered out is probably as close as we can get to doing something that is so unprecedented that there is no formula for it, and we've tried to do the very best we could.
Well, my time has concluded. Let me just say that the situation is unprecedented, which a First Lady and her distinguished husband and a foundation come together with a State Department hearing of this sort. Now, I am hopeful that as we go through the history of this, that people will not say, well, Senator Lugar and Senator Kerry and others were prescient. they saw the problems. And we'll get full credit, but that will not be helpful to our foreign policy, to you, to your husband, to the foundation. And this is why I plead for you really to give even more consideration. Need not be a decision made today, because I appreciate the negotiations have been sizable, and you are a good negotiator. So is your husband. So are those who have worked for you. Admire that. Good thing for a State Department official, and particularly the Secretary of State. But this seems to me to be so important at the outset that this is why I've dwelled upon it, trying your patience and that of the committee, because I think it is very important, and I think you understand that.
I do, and I respect you so much, Senator, and I can certainly guarantee to you that I will remain very sensitive to this, and I will work with you and the chairman as we go forward.
Thank you.